The laptop industry changed forever in November 2020. That's when Apple unveiled the M1 chip, their first custom silicon designed specifically for Mac computers. But this wasn't just another incremental improvement in computing technology. The M1 represented a fundamental shift that would expose decades of complacency and inefficiency across the entire PC ecosystem. For years, the laptop market had settled into a predictable pattern. Intel and AMD would release marginally faster processors every generation, manufacturers would update their designs with minimal changes, and consumers would get slightly better performance at similar price points. Progress was happening, but at a glacial pace that had become accepted as normal. Apple's M1 chip shattered these expectations. Built on ARM architecture and manufactured using a 5-nanometer process, the chip integrated the CPU, GPU, neural engine, and unified memory architecture into a single system on a chip. This level of integration allowed for unprecedented efficiency in how components communicated with each other. The results were nothing short of revolutionary. M1-equipped MacBooks delivered performance that matched or exceeded high-end Intel processors while consuming a fraction of the power. Battery life doubled or even tripled compared to previous generations. Machines stayed cool under load, often not even requiring fans. All this came in devices that maintained the same price points as their predecessors. What made this achievement particularly damning for the rest of the industry was that Apple accomplished it on their first attempt at a laptop processor. A company primarily known for phones and tablets had leapfrogged dedicated processor manufacturers with decades of experience in computer chips. This dramatic performance gap exposed uncomfortable truths about the PC industry. Intel had grown complacent during its years of market dominance, struggling to advance its manufacturing processes while collecting premium prices. PC manufacturers had accepted design compromises and inefficiencies as unavoidable realities rather than problems to solve. The M1 revealed that the x86 architecture, which had dominated computing for decades, carried significant overhead compared to ARM designs. The traditional separation between components, having discrete processors, graphics cards, and memory controllers, created bottlenecks that limited efficiency. Years of backward compatibility requirements had accumulated technical debt that weighed down performance. The ripple effects were immediate. Intel's stock price suffered as investors questioned its future relevance. Microsoft accelerated its work on Windows for ARM. Qualcomm and other chip designers increased investments in laptop-class processors. PC manufacturers began to rethink their approach to thermal design, battery technology, and system integration. Even more telling was how the M1 changed consumer expectations. Suddenly, all-day battery life wasn't a luxury but a baseline requirement. Silent operation under load became possible rather than aspirational. The idea that performance necessarily required high power consumption was proven false. Apple has since expanded its silicon lineup with even more powerful variants like the M1 Pro, M1 Max, and M2 series, further cementing their advantage. Each iteration has continued to demonstrate that the fundamental approach, tight integration, custom-designed cores for specific workloads, and silicon optimized for the software it will run, delivers superior results. The legacy of the M1 chip extends beyond Apple's market share or profits. It represents a watershed moment that forced an entire industry to confront its complacency. The true innovation wasn't just creating a faster chip, it was reimagining what was possible when hardware and software were designed together with efficiency as a primary goal rather than an afterthought. The M1 didn't just break the laptop industry, it reset it. And in doing so, it benefited consumers everywhere by raising standards and expectations across the entire computing landscape. What we're witnessing isn't just a competitive advantage for one company, but a fundamental recalibration of what personal computing can and should be.